Hi, I'm Tony Longhurst, racing at Hamilton Island Race Week on the Extreme 40. We came up last year for the first time in, we had a little 30-foot Granger, a little red boat, and we did very well last year. We really enjoyed it, and I was amazed at the atmosphere, how many boaties are here and how much fun they have and how competitive it is. And we thought for our business with the boat works, it's important to be involved in sailing and boating. And so we thought we'd go out and get this boat and try to make a statement and get plenty of publicity for our business and our sponsors. Up here we've got 250 boats. I know there's all different divisions and the way everything's handicapped, but what I've found with the sailing, it is very, very intense. It's very, very competitive. And in that, you've got to source sponsorship, get the money to fund the team and make sure you can make a living out of it and always have the best equipment. Then you've got to have a team around you, you've got to get the right people. So, you've got to finish every race and not make a mistake. And when you get a good crew together, it gets easier and easier. But I shouldn't say it gets easier, but the success is there if you've got the right people around you. To sail the boat very fast, you need very good crew members on board. The boat's always got to be adjusted. You can't leave it for a moment. If you leave it at all in probably over 10-15 knots of breeze and make a mistake, it can tip over very, very easily. So you've got to have professional guys operating this boat. Our team want to win. The team next to us want to win. The team over there, and it's an aggressive, intense sport. And if someone cuts you off or does something wrong, it seems to be always the other bloke's fault. But like everything these days, you can't make a mistake. I had 25 years as a professional motorsport driver, car racer, the third fastest person ever on a water ski, so that's a pretty good achievement. I set that in 1978, so nearly 40 years ago at 201 kilometres an hour. But when it doesn't go right, it really does something with your head. On the first day of the event at Hamo, we were actually obviously leading our division, and we'd set the boat up really nice. We're hooking across the channel back towards Den Island. Main halyard where it joins the headboard, so we're not sure whether it's sprayed through or whatever. Just a bang and the sail just comes down. I tell you, it was like we might as well just sat there and blow our brains out. We were so devastated because we really wanted to get the event.
And obviously it's snapped under pressure.
This is an Extreme 40. They last raced them in Sydney the end of last year, December. They brought the circus out. I think there's about a dozen of these boats throughout the world. But these, I think 3 or 4 years ago, were a boat that the guys would compete on to take a step to train to get onto the America's Cup boats. They're a very solid, good boat. It's very, very fast. I don't mind saying, we bought the boat for €100 and we had to pay duty and tax, so it owed us about $220,000. We've done a bit of sign writing, so probably $250. And if you look at having potentially the fastest boat in Australia for 250 grand, this is a great deal. Now, what we hope is a few other guys buy some of these boats so we can get 3 or 4 Extreme 40s racing here, and then we'd put on a really good show. Top speed, I think we've got up to about 25 knots, but it's very comfortable. It seems to range 15 to 23 knots. Hovers just under 20 knots in all breezes. So. And what we've learned over the last 10 days doing Airlie Beach and then coming to Hamo is it can run in a lot of different conditions. So it's good in 25 knots and it's fantastic in 10 knots. So it's a great boat. The other thing that's really amazing, it's so nimble. It's like a go-kart. So any adjustment, whether you're at the helm or adjusting the sail, the boat responds very quickly, positively or negatively. And it's fun to be on. It gets up on one hull very, very easily. It glides along, and it's a thrill to be on board. Yeah, it's great that we've got Club Marine on board. All my boats have been insured by Club Marine over the past decade or two. And now with the boat works, it's good that we're getting a strong involvement with Club Marine. We want to grow that, so any insurance claims everything come through the yard. So they're a very, very professional organisation, a very slick group of guys. They're young, energetic, so it's a good tie-up with the boat works.